in our society, often people get overzealous about trying to right perceived wrongs, generally with noble intentions, but often without fully thinking things through. I was wondering if you could give me an example of a time that somebody got offended on your behalf, maybe even a complete stranger that kind of annoyed you or rubbed you the wrong way.
I know a lot of the time people will say things like, oh, you can't use the word handicap anymore, you have to use disabled. And I'm like, it's just a fucking word, bro.
Yeah, I think this happens a lot with many subjects, not just disabilities, but racial stuff and sexual orientation and stuff. People are just so ready to be a Karen about something and kind of, nothing against Karens, but you know, there are some nice Karens out there, but the term is synonymous now with people who kind of stick their nose in other people's business. And I think that happens across the board.
And sometimes people can just be outright wrong too. It's like, one staff will be like, oh, it's this way down the stairs, or you can go that way. And another will be like, hey, he's disabled. He needs the ramp. Go that way. And it's like, no, I would rather take the fucking stairs. It's less walking.
Yeah, I think people's hearts are in the right place a lot of the time, but they don't really think things through, yeah. I can get how that would be freaking annoying. And some people get caught up on terminology. Like when we had Michael on here, he was talking about person with a disability versus disabled person, and some people are really...
And you want to know the foolproof solution?
Sure.
Ask.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's why I'm happy to have you on here. I love, like, if there's something, perspective I don't understand, I want to learn more about it from the source, you know, as opposed to just coming to your own conclusions and hypothesizing about everything.
And I don't mind questions. I love when people ask. It's better to ask than be uncomfortable with disability or be wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with asking a question. Assumptions are where you have a problem.
Yeah, 100%. And again, I think that applies to so many things, right? If you're afraid of trans people or something, go make a trans friend, and then you probably won't be afraid anymore, you know, or it won't make you feel uncomfortable in that way, you know? Yeah, that's great advice. I think people are just afraid to be vulnerable, and it makes people feel vulnerable to put themselves in that position sometimes, that they're going to make an ass of themselves or they're going to offend someone, or...
People don't know how to act, so they just avoid it. I would take like if someone just asked the question and we move on.
Yeah. Well, that sort of ties into the next question, which is just what are the most irritating questions that you frequently receive in regards to your disability, the ones that really grind your gears?
Again, I'm sure there's 1,000 of them, but I have a bad memory. But generally, it's questions asked in bad spirit. It's not because you are curious to know more. It's because either you're an asshole or you can't mind your business. Like the guy who asked how I masturbate. Made a bit out of that one.
That's a great bit, actually. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but that shit's hilarious. Yeah, you did that at Yucks on the night that I met you back in November. You were on the Horrible show. And I remember even that night, Chris Boris, who works the bar often, and he's also a comedian himself, he came up to me and said, oh, have you heard this Ahren Belisle guy? He said you're going to be on America's Got Talent or something. And I got to say, I mean, I saw you that night and I was blown away.
Can't do that joke on America's Got Talent.
Probably not. Yeah. I mean, if anyone could get away with it, it'd be you. But yeah, probably not. That's a great bit.
And people will be like, just stupid about it. Like, what's rude with you?
What's wrong with you? Yeah. He put a bunch of O's, so it said room. But there's one of those typos we're talking about. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, because people, that's sort of why I brought up kids originally, but grown-ups can be like that too, where they just have no filter and really insensitive. Yeah. My son, he saw a little person one time when we were out somewhere, and he kind of couldn't help it.
Kids are just curious, though.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't malicious or anything like that. Yeah.
When I was a kid, we were in line at Tim Hortons, and my brother is like, why is this guy black?
Fair. Yeah. But that's a valid question if you're a kid and you haven't seen a lot of black people.
I'm from North Bay.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Not too many black folks around there, I'm guessing. I haven't been there personally, but I lived in Sudbury for a while, and it was pretty similar.
Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe, and share this video to support me.